Hello, Fast LEGO Studios here, and welcome to the 13th week of building the LEGO life-size Spider-Man sculpture. And here we are, guys, at the beginning of week 13 here, and this week's episode might as well be the last of this building series. And the reason I say that is because of how much progress we've got going on right here. You can see all I have to do is build out the wrist here, get the hand in place, get the hand in place here, and we're just about finished with this LEGO sculpture. But going back into last week's episode of what progress we have made, you can see I've built out both of the forearms a little bit more, as well as I've continued that very nice webbing pattern, very consistent flowing just about there. And the internal structure of the model itself is quite nicely done in general. And the reason I mentioned the internal structure as a whole here is because of how I'm using no glue and no armatures, and yet it's able to support the entire weight of this only by using clutch power. I'm using a blend of half solid bricks and half hollow bricks within the inside of the construction, and it's working out quite nicely there. That's the progress that I've gotten in this week's or last week's episode, but now let's get into this week's updates here. And here we are, guys, with the first progress update of the week here, and jumping right into the progress that I've made here, you can see the hand and wrist of Spider-Man all being complete here. This means an entire half of the LEGO sculpture is all complete, and all that is left to do is to build out the hand right about here, and we're all finished with this entire LEGO sculpture. But before we go ahead and do so, I want to take a quick look around the progress that we've made of the hand so far. And jumping right in here, you can see the gesture right off being a open fist, just about like so here, being replicated right here with the webbing patterns wrapping around the fingers and the wrist right there. But what I'm most proud of here is definitely the structure that is built within the arm here, as the structure of the arm is consisted of 100% LEGO pieces, no glue, no armatures, all pure LEGO, and the clutch power of LEGO itself. All this here weighs quite a bit here, and the clutch power of LEGO is holding up all of this, which I'm extremely happy with and very satisfied to say indeed. But that is the progress that we've made throughout this entire arm here. And with all that being said, guys, let's move on to building this arm here. And here we are, guys, with the next progress update of the week here. And as you can see, right off to the arm here, we did accidentally lose some progress there. And in terms of losing progress, I do not mean the entire arm broke off, shattered, and that's the end of that. But more of the lines of the entire arm snapped off, I caught it, and everything stayed intact. And so, as a result here, you can see the entire arm right about here. And this kind of acts as an advantage because I did manage to build out the entire arm of Spider-Man going right about here, the hand, just with the open fist going right there. I got the webbing lines in place, as well as I connected some of the LEGO bricks that were kind of unstabilized here. I connected everything together as I didn't have that kind of opportunity when it was all on the LEGO sculpture, and so everything was kind of weak and a little bit flimsy. This time around I connected everything a little bit better, and here we are with the result. That is the progress that we've gotten so far here, but now what I want to do is I want to take the entire LEGO sculpture itself and move it into its permanent location. And then I'll attach the arm of Spider-Man, and I'm not doing it vice versa to where I'm going to be attaching the arm of Spider-Man right now and then moving him, and that is just because, while I'm moving him, that does put quite a little bit more of a risky chance on me, as if I were to move him right then the entire LEGO sculpture might as well break off the arm, or something might collapse, and that's not going to be quite good there. As well as right now, it's a little bit more lighter and a little bit easier to carry, and so I might as well do it now and then attach the arm once it's all in place. But with all that being considered, guys, let's go ahead and do that there. And here we are, guys, with the last progress update of the week here. And within this update, it is the last one of the episode and the series of building this entire LEGO sculpture. And jumping right in, I have first moved the entire LEGO sculpture from being right about here to being right here. I've attached the arm, or reattached the arm of Spider-Man right the way back on. And sadly, I had to attach the support structure going from here to here, as it really reinforces the arm from falling off. And having all these LEGO bricks just being placed right here, plates, and all this weight leaning forward, there was really no other way to kind of support this entire LEGO sculpture, just kind of building downwards, and so the support is necessary. Considering that I'm using no glue and no armatures, it really does pay off as an end result. But going into the head of Spider-Man, going from top to bottom to what progress we have made throughout these 13 weeks of building, you see right off the top of the Lego sculpture, we have made quite some progress going within the head of Spider-Man, getting a 7 attempt to build it to kind of replicate as much as possible of the detail of the webbing pattern, and all these little bits and details just kind of going all the way throughout, getting all these little plates just kind of placed inwards and outwards, whichever way here. You can see all of those parts just kind of being used right about there. And as we kind of build downwards a little bit more, you can see all of these webbing lines just kind of placed right about here. And as we progress downwards, those webbing lines extend even more here, with using quite a little bit of plates going all the way throughout this entire Lego sculpture. And as we reach this area here, you can see the spider emblem just being right here, which I changed out from being the retro version to being the classic version of Spider-Man just right there. And then if we move out to the arms of Spider-Man here, you can see the arms themselves are having a kind of the mixture of having the plates and bricks once again, getting the webbing pattern in place, and the arms themselves took me just about 3 tries to get correct, and finally, as I did so, getting the stability, the webbing pattern, consistency, and all of that correct, I'm finally happy with the result here. And as we move down even further, you can see all of this progress here I've gotten on my first try, which I'm quite happy with, but as we move down into the ankles of Spider-Man, these areas especially caused me quite some trouble as I was building, like right about from here, the entire Lego sculpture began falling forward, and so I had to break down these parts here and reinforce them with some Lego Technic. And as I did so, I built up even more up to this part just about here, and as I did so with that, the entire Lego sculpture it didn't begin breaking, but more falling forward. So I then had to reinforce it with these columns just going right about here, and so as an end result, we finally gotten something nice and stable. That's basically a recap of what happened within these last 13 weeks of building this entire Lego sculpture. Both all that being considered, guys, let's move out into the outro here. And here we are, guys, at the end of week 13 here, the end of the finale, the end of building this entire Lego sculpture. And in this week's episode, we have finished off building the hand of Spider-Man, got the hand of Spider-Man attached here, and got the wrist of Spider-Man attached just about there. We have made quite some good progress in this week's episode as we just about finished off this entire Lego sculpture, which I'm extremely happy about. And now moving away from this project and moving into my next Lego project, which I'm expecting to be a Lego City. And within this Lego City, I'm expecting to have Lego Harry Potter, Lego Simpsons, the Lego City in general layout, having Lego trains, and all the other Lego themes just kind of based around it into being one unique Lego City. That is my hope for next week's episode, as I'm going to be doing more of a plan out, foundation, and all of that good stuff to kind of get an idea of where my imagination is taking me in terms of what I want to get done and where I want to place everything. But once again, that is my hope for next week's episode, so stay tuned for all of that there. But with all that being considered, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and comment down below in the comment section of what you think of the result of this massive Lego sculpture. But with all that being said, guys, this has been Fast Lego Studios, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.